Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday and welcome to TRS Live. I am your host, Matt Trotz, and today I have a bunch of savings to bring to you. Hopefully everybody's having a good start to the Friday. Now, let's get into a couple of things real quick. Now, the first one I want to talk about is the upcoming Father's Day sale. It's actually started yesterday at the Real Shot. Hey, happy early Father's Day to all the fathers out there. My dad, Topper, my father-in-law, Chip. Happy early Father's Day, guys. Hopefully you have a great weekend. But if you are looking for last-minute opportunities for the dads in your life, check out the Real Shot. You can follow them along on their socials. You can also check it out on the website. But I'll kind of go over some of the products that they have going on sale. Starting yesterday, it runs all the way through it. Actually, Aaron does me one better. Look at that. Aaron's got it on the screen right now. So these are both, some are in-store only, some are in-store and online. So go ahead and check that out. Some awesome savings right there. So what do we got here? Buy any in-stock 12-gauge semi-auto shotgun, get a case of bio ammo target loads, or 50 rounds of double-aught buckshot ammo. Your choice for free $99. Yes, that is free. All salmon candy, ooh, might have some salmon candy to talk about, is also 20% off. Here's a big one too, all in-stock fishing, 15% off in-store and online. 15% off in stock. Now with that one, you'll have to read the fine print. There are some certain exclusions that do apply. So pay attention to the exclusions, but 15% off, that's basically store-wide, certain items, and online as well. Here's a big one too. People are quickly forgetting that this season, archery season, is progressing like really fast. It's trail camera time. It's time to get your stuff out. 20% off all regularly priced bow or crossbow. Holy smokes, that's an in-store only deal. Come see Mike and Mark. They all help take care of you. Here's a big one. This one I really like. Gift cards, right? Gift cards are the perfect gift. So often when I'm working on the sales floor, I get questions. What do I get this person? I'm like, get them a gift card. Because of the fact that it's a simple present, right? So you got buy 25, get another 10, and that's again in-store only, and then apparel sale and accessory sale, 30% off online and 30 to 50% off in-store on apparel and accessories. That sale runs June 16th, which that was my brother's birthday, so happy belated birthday, Zachary. And then it ends on the 19th. So come into the Real Shot, shop online at therealshot.com. Take advantage of the awesome savings for Father's Day that we got coming up. Now, let's get into today's show. First product up, we're going to be talking bass fishing for quite a while, or targeting more of the bass species, right? So the very first product I got is a Zoom Baby Brush Hog. It's the 4-inch. But if I can, I think I have a guest that might sneak in here if I get the cue. So I know Tyson Hansen, again, does such a great job up here. We're going to call him in, and we're going to talk to Tyson for a couple products. So whenever he's ready, he can slide on in. But you see all the information on your screen right now. It is $4.19 regular retail, $3.49 is your savings right now. That is 12 packs. So take advantage of that deal like we're talking about is the Zoom Baby Brush Hog, the 4-inch. Let's go over the colors. Hey, here he comes sneaking in. What's up, Tyson?
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. Another beautiful day out there.
Ooh, I heard. That's what I hear. I hear that. Hey, one last thing. Like Friday, you guys are open 8 to 8 today, right?
We are open 8 to 8 Thursday and Friday now.
Thursday and Friday, and then Saturday is 8 to 5.
8 to 5.
But closed Sunday, closed Father's Day, closed all Sundays from here on out for a while, right?
Absolutely. I think that was the long-term solution. Gives us a little bit of a break.
Yep.
Gets us on the water a little bit more.
Gets us out using some of this stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let's talk about our colors real quick while Tyson's in here. Then we're going to get into why the Zoom Baby Brush Hog is so awesome. Baby bass, electric shad, green pumpkin purple. You see them on your screen right now. Pumpkin, watermelon, green, and orange. That's a crazy combination. California 420, and then straight up green pumpkin are the colors that we're referring to again today. ZBBH4. Type it into the Real Shot. You're already there shopping for Father's Day. Might as well add some Zoom products to that as well. Man, you and I talked about Zoom earlier this week.
Yes.
It all seems like it's blurring together, and we got some awesome baits right here. Let's get into it. So, first thing you want to do with this bait, you're going to be targeting bass. What are you going to, first thing, weed line, let's go with the weed line.
Weed line fishing, I actually use these quite a bit. So this is a profile that I am very, very familiar with. The streamlined body right now that this has, it's actually a very compact bait for its size, which is something key to note. If you want a larger presentation, they make bigger sizes in it, but obviously we're talking about the junior one right now. This is going to be a perfect post-spawn bait.
Ooh.
Perfect post-spawn bait. So when those fish start to slide off and maybe they're not guarding fry as much anymore, they start to get on those weed lines and they start feeding heavily. So they'll start to slide off into that, that 4 to 8 foot, depending on the lakes that you're in or the river systems that you're in. But this to me is going to be a great largemouth bait.
Okay.
This is something I'm gonna be using like this coming weekend. If I'm going to be going out in Wisconsin or anywhere up in the Midwest, this is a bait I'm going to have tied on for sure. I'm going to Texas rig this thing with probably like a 5/16 or 3/8. And I'm going to pop it real slow through the grass.
Yep.
It's going to it's going to mimic a lot of different things, a lot of different presentations as far as, whether it's bait fish feeding on the bottom, or like frogs kind of scooting along in the weeds and stuff like that, or craws, depending on the color that you're using, or those little lizards or anything like that.
Yeah, like a salamander.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This thing it's got arms on it that are already attached to the body. You can break the arms free if you want a little more movement. It's got these big, huge flappers on it. I don't know if Aaron can bring this in at some point here. But these huge flappers, I mean, look at here we go. You talk, Tyson, I'll kind of show you here. But I'm trying to show you like these big, huge flappers that are right on here. And then it's also got like a twisty tail to it as well.
Correct. So the 6 appendages that are on here impart a ton of action. And now these guys made this bait so you can modify it a ton of different ways. So the action that you're going to get, leaving it whole, which is how I normally fish it, is completely whole.
Yep.
Pops through the grass really, really well, and it's a kind of a bulky looking presentation, even though it's a very slim profile.
Yeah.
So what you can do with that is, if say you wanted to flip with it or target a little bit denser cover and you wanted less hang-ups, you could rip these front little arms and appendages off. Let's see if I can show that there.
Yeah,
these ones right here on the top side of the bait.
Ooh, like a pen. We could point to it with a pen. Look at how fancy we're getting.
You know what? Hand me the back of your clipboard right there.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Here.
There we go.
Can't show everybody my cheat notes, though.
Right? Okay, so maybe I need the other color. No, this will work.
There you go.
Okay.
Look at that. Yep.
Perfect. So those top 2 little arms right up here, you can easily pull those off. It sticks like perfectly.
Oh, we're getting fancy.
Right. We're learning here. So these 2 little arms on the top, if you wanted to say punch with this thing, those are the first ones that'll get hung up on you. So you can just easily pull those right off, and you're going to have a sleeker looking profile. You can imagine what that would look like if you rip those off. Now, say you get on your bite slows down. They want it a little bit slower. They don't want as much action imparted in there. The little tails on the bottom, you can easily pull those off as well. Those little reminds you of a curl tail worm.
Yes.
On the bottom, you can easily pull those off, and then you just have basically those 2 really big flapping arms. Maybe I can display that. Maybe not.
Yeah, here, like so you're referring to right here. These things. These things are. It's like they're like legs.
Yeah, they're
like a stick man.
Big paddles is what I would say. If you want, you could just leave those on there with the 2 arms on the bottom. You could take the arms on the bottom, take the curl tail little legs off the bottom there, and then you'd have a very sleek profile. Now, I've seen guys take the arms and these twisty tail things off and Ned rig this thing as
really?
well. Yeah. So leave those 2 big flappers on the top, and it's a phenomenal presentation. For a Ned rig, you can Nico rig these things as well, a light Nico rig. You can drop shot it. There's so many different ways you can rig this thing. Initially, out of the package, if I don't touch it, I'm going to Texas rig it, I'm going to Carolina rig it, and maybe a shaky head as well. Those would be the 3 primary presentations that I would run this thing whole. But because of the amount of appendages on here that you can modify and take off, There's so many different applications
Yep.
the thing is great for.
Yeah, the biggest thing too is that you're hitting on is the versatility of this thing. I mean, there's so many applications like Tyson had talked about, but like the cool thing that I think is how often you get short bit, right? Like a bass bites off a tentacle, maybe it bites off one of the curlers. You still have plenty of movement on this bait. This thing is still going to give you a lot of movement, even if something were to come off of it by a fish missing it or getting caught up, and you just caught so many fish on it that it's beat up. I mean,
Absolutely.
That fish's mouth scent, that's really a thing, right? Like having something on there that if a fish has put in its mouth, especially your targeted species, that's really a thing. So with the durability of these Zoom baby brush hogs, I mean, this thing is awesome. And the one thing too is there's salt in these as well.
There is.
Yep. Yeah, see, wake up, brother. I stumped you here. Yeah. But no, and I like here, this is one thing that I don't think a lot of people think about. And Ty Cornell that works here as well is one person that's really alluded this to me, is a translucent color that you can see through some of these.
Absolutely.
It looks awesome in clear lakes. Like it looks a lot more natural.
Yeah, so this is going to be, and I try not to give too many secrets away on here and stuff like that.
You're really good at it, though.
I've got...
You should charge extra when people come in. Be like, hey, I love your secret. Yeah, that's $5.
Yeah.
Or just buy some stuff.
Yeah, so I have a couple events coming up in northern Wisconsin, inland lakes, very clear bodies of water. I already have these in my boat, like, ready to go.
Well, if at $3.49, you better grab a couple extra packs because people are going to be taking advantage of that deal.
Absolutely. Is there a watermelon red that we got?
Yeah, we did.
That California 420 is
the California.
very
So the
close.
colors again: baby bass, electric shad, green pumpkin, and purple. Right, and then it's just regular pumpkin. Then we have watermelon, green, orange, California 420, and then green pumpkin. So some of the most popular colors you can see. You look at the assortment. You can
that
see
one right there in the front there. That one's turning away. That green pumpkin or that watermelon red color.
Yeah.
Is phenomenal. That California 420 right there is just that dark
Those
with the
are
red in there.
It's just
phenomenal.
Awesome stuff. And it really, the thing about it is, even if we didn't discount it because we're crazy to do that kind of stuff, it's still a very affordable bait with the durability that you're going to get and the versatility that you're going to get out of this thing. It's extremely, extremely affordable.
12 pack too, right?
Yeah, they're 12 packs. Yep,
Yeah.
it's a 12 pack.
It's a lot of value in a bag.
What's that?
It's a lot of value in a
It
bag.
is a lot of value, and the cool thing is like we've talked about it, Texas rig, Carolina rig. You get back of the jig this thing, you could trim it down. So like one of the things that as I did a little homework on it, you can see in Aaron, if we go back here, I just want to point something out. I'm going to try to get fancy here with a pen. All right, here we go. So look at how long the head portion of this bait really is, and I'm trying to show you on all of them. I think this one's showing up the best right now. But see how long that is? If you were Texas rigging this, and you lose like, an eighth of the top portion up there, you still have quite a bit of that top left that you can just keep re-rigging this thing and still get plenty of life out of one bait.
Absolutely, absolutely. If you're running, say, a 4-aught EWG or maybe a 4-aught worm hook in there, you do have plenty of plastic to slide that bait back in the bait a little bit further as you use it. So you're going to get a lot of value out of one bait, which is huge.
Yep, and especially if you're a fixed TV subscriber, you get that $5 credit to your account. I mean, that's just a no-brainer. You're getting a pack of these for, free. I mean, $3.49, you could get almost 2 packs for your fixed TV $5 credit that you get every month as being a fixed TV subscriber. So, I mean, we talked about it a lot. We talked about Zoom, Ed Chambers, we talked about that guy. 1977 is when Zoom kind of first created the market, kind of cornered it. And yeah, so Aaron's reminding me, it's like the voice, dude. Like once in a while, it's like, am I insane? I'm insane for discount and stuff. But yeah, he's reminding me that he used a trolling motor the first time. He put it in a barrel to turn up some of the plastic colors and get the assortment.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, this guy is just ahead of his game. And so many of the products that we talk about, the creators of the products, they're like fortune tellers, right? They're seeing in the future. They know what the bass fisherman wants, the fisherman wants out there. And so the baby brush hog, that's that 4-inch, this is an awesome bait. $3.49, that's a 12-pack too. I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, we talk so much about that price point. Most of your plastics now are coming in like an 8-pack, right? The most?
Yeah, so a lot of them are going to clam packs, which, depending on the type of plastic is required, but it's just a fact that you get less baits in a pack when you go with that.
Because it's full of plastic.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's always full of plastic.
Oh, look at this guy. He's ready to roll.
But yeah, no. So the clamshell style packaging just takes up space.
Yep.
So you can't wedge the baits in there, and there's definitely a reason for that. The plastisol and stuff like that over time has changed. So baits are starting to get softer, and they deform a little bit easier. So when you take a bag that's like this, and you can just toss these in there and pull them out, and they're literally ready to go. 100%. Take this thing, throw it out of the package. You don't have to worry about it being, oh my, that one claw is curled over, and I'm not going to get that action out of this bait. You're going to get action out of these things regardless, and that's one of the best things about them. Is that you literally don't have to worry about it being all balled up.
Do you think you could throw this on a bladed jig?
That's something that I definitely thought about when you had said we were doing these today.
Yep.
I'd like to try it.
I'm just thinking, like, if you took even like this portion from the arms that are like the mad face arms, like, if you cut it from that portion down, you got in the big flappers on around there, and plus that tail. That's just something maybe to think about.
So the original chatterbaits and stuff that came out included a weird little split tail in the package. I think the originals still do, actually. This isn't that far off of that.
It
just has these two extra large flappers on the side there. I would be interested to try it. I mean, throw it on a scrounger head. Why not?
Right.
Scrounger head, shaky head, swim jig, finesse swim jig. Cut that thing down, and I'd like to mess with this a little bit more. I've used it primarily as a dragging bait through grass. Grass specifically is how I enjoy fishing it, and I've had a ton of success with it. Hopefully I can go win the tournament.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah. So you already have one step up, so if you beat Tyson to the punch and buy all these baits at that $349 price range, like, you might win the tournament instead of Tyson.
Yeah, and I already gave away the two colors that I will be throwing. Like, it is definitely a fact. I will have one tied on.
How generous he is with your knowledge. Just so nice. Such a nice guy.
Don't ask for spots, though. That's all I ask.
How many baits does somebody have to buy in order to get your spots?
Well, we're an hourly rate, so it doesn't affect me at all. You buy as many as you want.
Right. So, it's just one of these things, everybody. It's a Zoom Baby Brush Hog. It's the 4-inch. It's a 12 pack. The colors, again, baby bass, electric shad, green pumpkin and pearl, pumpkin, watermelon, green orange, California 420, and then green pumpkin are the colors. You see them on your screen right now. That ordering code is ZBBH4. Normally $4.19. You're going to get a pack of 12 for $3.49. Fixed TV subscribers, if you still got your $5 credit left for the month of June, you're virtually getting a pack for free, so you might as well buy two right away. Buy the two colors that Tyson loves. I think California 420 was one, and I think you like the green pumpkin orange. You like all of them.
Yeah, no, they're fantastic. I just realized that we had 4 other colors sitting in front of me here.
Yeah, they blend in so well with the wood, the fake wood of this countertop.
Right, it's artificial wood.
It is artificial, but here's the one. I think this is the one right here.
These two right here are the ones that I'm going to be throwing in crystal clear lakes. I'd probably lean the California.
I forget what you say the name of that lake was again.
I didn't.
Crystal clear.
I specifically didn't say.
We got to hold it down a little bit more.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yep. So that California 420 is a color I'm gonna probably start with. As the sun comes up a little bit, and you can see a little bit deeper into the water, I'll switch to that watermelon. What is it? Watermelon orange green?
Yeah, it's green orange. Yep.
Green orange.
It is though. And look, again, I'm not going to rip it. I know this bait is soft enough that it will rip in half if I pull hard enough, but it's still pretty darn strong. Like I'll be honest with you. Like this is one bait that I've looked at, but I never purchased.
Okay.
And the cool thing about doing TRS Live is introducing people to something that maybe they wouldn't have ever tried.
Yeah.
And looking at all these baits that we're looking at so far in TRS Live, like this is one that's worth a go. I can think of one lake in particular, Lake Nunya business, that would probably do really, really well on. And And that's the cool thing about it is find a lake where you know you can go hook set, right? Like you can maybe catch 1 or 2 pounders and use that as your experimental lake.
Absolutely.
Go out there and try to find another one that maybe is a stained water versus a clear water body, you know, or a clear body of water, and just try it. But this is at the prices that we're selling you this guy. Everybody use this stuff at, like, you're silly not to try to take advantage of. Just you're only going to build your arsenal in whether it's a fun fishing event or let's say you are a tournament angler. Just go out there and practice. And if we could save you money to go out there and have a lot more fun and find success in something you never would have tried, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. The other thing I was gonna hint at is these go through wood really well. So if you want to flip wood, like maybe some river stuff locally, they work really well.
And again, he means that's the natural wood. The artificial wood that doesn't go through very well.
Artificial wood, you know, you get some homeowners that decide to put some stuff in there. There's fish there. They will absolutely eat it. So
weird thing is Christmas trees sink if you sink them right. So they do hold. I don't know what we're talking about.
Is that artificial or natural at that point?
God, that is a really good question. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody in the chat that can help us out.
Yeah, I think that'd be natural.
That would be natural. Yeah.
It's artificially
natural.
inserted.
Yeah, it's the natural artificial stuff. So anyways, everybody, we got a lot more stuff coming up, but I wanted to recap one more time. The Zoom Baby Brush Hog, the 4-inch, colors again, baby bass, electric shad, green pumpkin purple, pumpkin, watermelon green orange, California 420, and then straight up green pumpkin. A 12-pack normally retails in at $419, which is a very affordable price for a high-quality, durable, versatile plastic. We're going to give them to you for $349. And again, like, I don't know how long we're going to run this deal for, right? They just tell me to talk about the stuff. They don't tell me how long the deals are going for. So the biggest thing I can tell you is do not wait, right? Like, things are here today, gone tomorrow mentality right now. So this is one I know they're here right now because we have them right now. So do not wait until tomorrow. And this is a great Father's Day add-on.
Absolutely. If you're gonna be in the store and maybe your dad's got everything, these are good everything bait. I mean, they're very versatile. Some people have not thrown this presentation because it looks like, you know, maybe a southern style bait or something like that, as a lizard or something like that. I can tell you, I think I've had more success throwing it the further north I go because it's not a presentation that gets seen a lot.
Right.
And so going with a little bit more off the wall or unique presentation can sometimes get extra bites that you're skipping over if you're throwing just a craw like everybody else every day. So just changing up the body style a little bit might get you a couple extra bites. And this is a really, really, really good bait to make that change with.
It's got the Tyson Hansen stamp of approval. So it's a Zoom Baby Brush Hog. Take advantage, $349 for a 12-pack. Now you talk about versatile and unique presentations. I think the next one that's coming up next here is the Berkeley Power Bait Flute Worm. You want to talk about a versatile plastic? What you're seeing on your screen right now is one of those, and you got Tyson Hansen stamp of approval on the Baby Brush Hog. You got Mike Iaconelli's stamp of approval on the old flute worm that's coming up next. So we're going to be right back. Tyson's going to stick around for that portion after these commercial breaks. It's Matt Trotz here with The Guided Life. We just met up with one of the guys from the crew, and he's like, they're on a hot track, so it's 404 high, and get on these back roads and scream. Every year that I've been a part of that and I go to that class, I always learn something. So these guys are going to join me, and the reason I asked these two guys in here is because we got Travis, who does a lot of public land hunting, and then Judd and I are private land, owners and hunters for the most part as well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Welcome back, everybody. We made a quick product switch, and this is one that I'm actually excited for. This is the Berkeley Power Bait Flute Worm, and here's the deal. All sizes and all colors are on sale right now.
Across the board.
Across the board.
Everything.
Everything. So if you find this on the Real Shot website, like I have 3 pages here of notes of what colors and rigging methods. I mean, this thing is fantastic. So you see them right there. There's an assortment of different sizes. So the sizes are 4-7, 5-7, and 6-7 are the colors, are the sizes of the flute worm. It's a Berkeley flute worm. Again, we've talked about before like how versatile the company Berkeley is, but this one was designed by Mike Iaconelli.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with the performance there in the bait. I'm not about to do that.
No.
Fantastic bait, very, very versatile. I mean, the last bait we talked about, incredible options there. I think this is pretty.
This thing is, yeah. This thing has. It's got some great looking colors to it as well. And like, I mean, if I wanted to hit on some of the colors, let's go over it. So it's Ike's Magic, Ike's GP, Blue Fash, Green Weenie.
That's a really good color. In general, the green weenie is a fantastic color.
Is it really?
Yeah. If I was gonna pick one, I would probably go that.
The green weenie. Yep. So green pumpkin, cinnamon brown blue fleck, chocolate brown, black blue fleck. Then there's watermelon red, smoke purple, shady watermelon candy, red bug, Ike's Morning Dawn. Dude, that's just 3 pages here of like of just colors and ways to rig this thing. So I'm not going to lie, everybody. Like Mike Iaconelli helped design this bait, so we're going to utilize a lot of the knowledge that this guy had. And he did a number of YouTube videos help promoting this bait. And he said there's like 5 main rigging methods that he likes to go with. And I have some of them tied up right here. The first one and foremost is your most popular rigging method, and that's just the weightless wacky.
Absolutely.
And so, like, as you look at this bait, there's what he referred to them as like bumps or chambers, as you want to look at it. There's like segments of this bait where you could put a O-ring on there, and I happen to have one, and this might have been a product that we talked about here on TRS Live, the Wacky O tool. Now, like, that's a great product, but you can put it in the segments here and just fish this thing wacky. Now, you want to find the center, I believe, especially if you're using the bigger worm like here.
Now, what's funny about that is a lot of people say you want to find center. If you have an O-ring off center, it falls differently. So yep. Again, it's just going different presentations, fish, things that fish have not seen quite yet. So with this being maybe offset and the shape of this worm, I should point that out right away too. The shape of this worm being that it narrows down to basically it's almost not a spade tail, but it is a very, very thin tail on this thing, but it's also very beefy at the head of this bait.
Yep.
So the action that you're going to get out of this thing is incredible.
Here, I put that one really blends in with your hand. There we go. Yeah.
Can we do that?
Yeah. And it's got,
there we go. There
we can see it's the flute style, right? So let's talk about it. So this is the big size here. This is the 6-7. This is obviously one of the sizes that's on sale. And then you got 1, 2, 3, 4 virtual 4 segments on this one. Now the 4-7 is only going to have 3, but you can see right here. I mean, you can see this is the bump out portion of it, and that's where an O-ring could sit. But then, like Tyson was saying, as I kind of flip it around, I'll do my best to show you. The tail on this thing is like trimmed.
Absolutely.
To give you a lot more movement and a lot different action. I mean, it sits, as this thing sits on the table, I mean, I'm hardly moving it, and there's still some really good movement. Absolutely. Just out of that tail portion alone.
Yeah, there's a ton of action that you don't even need to impart yourself, which is great.
Yep.
So that's what you're looking in especially a worm that is so versatile. Now with wacky rig in it, because of the shape of it specifically, I would actually like to try and put that O-ring right at the front and just see at which angle this thing is gonna dip and dive and fall into. I mean, the action that you're going to get out of that is probably going to be pretty crazy. Also, can you imagine putting an O-ring back here, wacky rigging it back here? The amount of fall that you're going to get. Maybe you want to fish like an undercut bank. I'm thinking this thing's going to glide right underneath some cover and get you some extra bites that maybe you'd miss if you were just fishing just symmetrical wacky rig.
Yep. So again, like we can go back to a product here. So this is that wacky tool. We did talk about this one earlier in the TRS Live. You can go back on Fix TV and find it, or the Real Shot, so on and so forth. But I really like this one. It's an affordable one, but I'm a really big fan of the crossover players.
Absolutely.
That's my personal stamp of approval. If you are going to wacky stuff, I love the crossover. And because like another hot tip that Mike let you know about on his videos is the Nico rig.
Yes.
That's probably one of the most hottest rigs out there as far as, this rigging this bad boy. And that's where that crossover players with those O-rings. Yep. It's got a wacky slot on it, and it's got the body slot for the Nico. That's an awesome one too. And that's again where you were hitting on. If you go to that top portion, that top ring portion, that's where you're going to want to place it on one of these for a Nico rig.
Absolutely. So when I think of the flute worm, that is the rig that I think of.
Yep.
I think that was the first video that I saw, and I immediately thought that this worm was built for that presentation.
And it really is too, because like if you look at the head on this portion, and I'll do my best here, Aaron. I want to try to show it. Maybe this is the wrong color. I'm going to try to grab a different one here. But if you look at the head is almost, it reminds me of like a leech head, like a suction portion of it. It's recessed in the middle of it, and I know it's hard to see from there. You'll have to buy a pack to actually find out. But like, here, I'll bring up this. So this is a rig that I tied up earlier off of Mike's suggestion, and you can see this is a VMC, what do I got here, a shroom nail weight, or the half moon nail weight. And the nice thing about it is it's recessed, that head is recessed, so that nail weight hides in there very, very well.
Absolutely. We're going to try and get a close-up on this just so we can show a little bit in detail of the bait there.
It doesn't help that I'm moving it everywhere. But you can see this is a bigger half moon. This is a wacky, what do I got here? This is the 1/8 ounce. But I think that's a great size for this bigger worm. You're going to obviously want to downsize. And a lot of that depends on the depth that you're fishing in as well.
Absolutely.
But I mean, that recessed head that's on there, that suction cup style head is meant, like Tyson was saying, for the Nico rig 100%.
Yeah, that's just a great presentation. That's super clean like that. The Nico rig has been a staple for a lot of people going to a new finesse style rig that fish haven't quite seen as much. And with that being a little bit bulkier in the head, and that actually translates through all the different sizes of this bait, is that thicker head on there. So when you do want to insert a nail weight or like you have there, a half moon from VMC, when you do want to do that, it's a lot easier to get started in there and press in there, and it stays in there because of the bulk of the plastic that's up there.
Yep. And you could also take a little bit of super glue.
Okay,
or
absolutely.
what's the other, the plastic glue that we sell here? We sell tons of it. Oh, man.
There's Fisherman's glue that we've got back there, and then there's Mend It.
Mend It, that's the one, yeah. With a little bit of Mend It on there, that nail weight's, and it's never coming off. And
Absolutely.
And a lot of times, too, with the nail weight, like, if you just actually use, like I have here, like the nail weights, the Nico weights from VMC, again, a real popular Nico weight, like, you push that nail weight in, and it gets all the way in, and you don't always get it to the spot that you want it. Or you end up pushing through the plastic sometimes. That's why I like these half moon or the this style from VMC, because you can place this thing exactly where you want it, and you know that it's going to be there. Plus, it's going to actually help stand that bait up a little bit more. Do you know what the name of this rig is right here that I got on the table?
I want to say chicken rig.
It is the chicken rig. This is one that, again, like, here, I'll show you. So this is one. It's that half moon. Again, I got it all tied up on this oversized flute worm just so it can show you better. Let's see, I got to back it up. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, so look at, but
good.
this is a weedless presentation. So this is a #1, this is a size 1 Nico hook from VMC that I have in there. And I don't have it on an O-ring, I just have it rigged Texas style. And with that half moon, that's that 1/8 ounce. I mean, this is the way this thing is going to sit in the water. And again, like, the buoyancy in that tail, the movement of that tail, I'm trying not to let it spin as much. But I mean, this is an awesome looking rig, and you can just jiggle this thing. My money don't wiggle, it jiggles, you know what I'm saying? Like, look at this thing. This is awesome. I've never seen or like heard about this. This is something I'd love to try.
It's a rig that I have not personally rigged up.
But you talked about that vertical cover, trying to get it in.
Absolutely.
That's where this thing is going to play. Plus, like, A lot of this stuff, everybody, we're trying to show you things that are totally different and give you free secrets. This is a free secret that I've never heard about. And don't get me wrong, I'm not the most experienced professional fisherman out there ever. But this thing looks pretty awesome. Plus that weedless capability of it. And especially on like the 4.7 or the 5.7. Again, this is the biggest rig I could show you for the camera purposes, and hopefully I'm doing a good job. But that's one that I've never really seen or I'd like to play with for sure.
Now immediately when I see that, I'm like, man, give me some 50-pound braid. Let me flip that in some trees. That would be a really good brush fishing rig out, deeper water, maybe 15, 16 feet of water, fishing any laydowns that are out that deep.
Yeah, beef up your hook.
Absolutely, absolutely. Instead of throwing a Texas rig in there, just this is a different presentation. That flute worm is going to give you a ton of action with that tail.
Yep. So we talked about, we had the wacky, the weightless wacky, right? We talked about the Nico rig. I'm showing you the chicken rig right here. But then another one, the Ned rig, right? Like that's, holy smokes. How are you going to get a Ned rig out of something like this? Well, that's where those segmented bodies come into play.
Absolutely.
You just break that off, or you can scissor, you can cut it off. And then this is right here. Again, this is a chartreuse Berkeley half head. It's a jig head. But here we go. Like, look at this. This is that tail portion of this thing. Again, this is a 6.7. I segmented it down, put it on that chartreuse head. This thing looks
This
deadly.
is the 6.7?
Yeah, I took a 6.7. All the baits that I'm demonstrating right here are off of 6.7s.
Perfect. Look at that.
And that's a perfect size. I mean, now if you really want to go micro, you just go with like a 4.7 or you take a 5.7 and segment it down. I mean, as we're talking about this, it's crazy the amount of versatility we're showing you in just 2 baits so far today.
Right. So now what I'm thinking is I can take one of these. Maybe you want to just try one.
Yep.
You want to get a pack to try. At this point I'm thinking I'm grabbing a 6.7. Because the amount of versatility that I'm seeing in this bait now is incredible. With being able to take this bait, wacky rig it, and then, or if you Texas rig this thing and work it, just like a Texas rig through some grass, and you end up catching a few fish, you end up tearing the head or part of that. Well, heck, I can just go back here and I can cut that at that next segment, and it's all brand new plastic, and I can just throw it on a Ned rig. That way, you're getting more value out of one pack of baits than really anything else that I've seen.
So think about this, an offshore, right? Like things are moving to more offshore right now. You locate a school right now and you go through it, you throw the crankbait, you hit a bunch on the crankbait, right? Like, and now your school is getting wiser to some of those bigger profile baits. Now you're starting to downsize, you're starting to finesse that school. So maybe you come through that school with the Nico rig, right? You knock a couple off on the Nico rig. Well, like Tyson was saying, I don't have to have 8, 9 different baits tied up at once, meaning I could just downsize really quickly, and now my school is smarter. I could go to the Ned rig here.
Absolutely.
And still pick off a couple bass that way. Plus, again, man, like we always talk about bass. This thing looks like it would be a killer walleye.
I was just thinking about that. You take this Morning Dawn, Ike's Morning Dawn, I think this one is. You take this, and I would say that size, which would be the middle segment there, you could cut this thing down even more.
Yep.
Man, in the springtime walleyes.
Oh man,
it would just crush them. I think if we showed this to Mike Williams, he'd throw this tomorrow on Bago.
And it's like, I think people thought of this flute worm from Berkeley as like a gimmick bait. Like it's like, come on, why would this thing work? But dude, like, it's all about saving you money and bringing you versatility, and that's where this bait really, really shines. I mean, we've talked about it now. We talked about it wacky, right? Nico rigging. We showed you the chicken rig. We showed you now on the Ned rig. Now here's another one. And if you have to go, I know the store's open and you might have to go help people out.
Justin looks like he's having a great time.
Okay,
down there,
well,
honestly.
feel free. I know if you're getting the dirty looks, because we're looking over the sales floor right now.
Absolutely.
If you're getting nasty looks, then you just scoot out here. I don't want to get myself in trouble. Now here's another one, right? Like we showed you this right here. This is like the brother-sister combination right here. Like we have the chicken rig on this one here. I'm shaking it. Now this is another one. Have you heard of the tiny child rig?
Oh yeah, I've seen that one. I've actually thrown this one. River smallmouth, crush them on this bait.
So the way that recessed portion, and now what I did is I think this is the same bait that I made the Nico out of. Or I'm sorry, the Ned rig. So I took that Ned rig and I took the top portion of it, the part with like the suction cup mouth portion of it. I inserted that same half moon VMC weight, and I took the same number 1 VMC Nico hook. And the cool thing about those Nico hooks, dude, is those fluorocarbon keepers on there.
Those things are awesome.
And I rigged it Texas style. They call this the tiny child rig. Again, this is one bait now. I've gotten 2 presentations out of it.
Absolutely.
And like Tyson said, for that river system, when you get this thing in there and it just kind of bounces along the bottom, it looks like something that they've never ever seen before.
Yeah, for sure. Instead of throwing an open hook Ned rig, this is basically the weedless presentation for that same exact action that you're going to get out of there, but a lot more weedless. It'll come through rocks, it'll come through wood a lot better than throwing that open hook style. So the fact that you can take one worm, break it, or segment it in half, rig up one very unique rig with the tiny child rig.
Yep.
Take the other half of it, throw it on a Ned rig. You got 2 worms there, 3 different rigs.
Yep.
I mean, the verse, and these are even a little more off the wall than normal.
Yeah.
Like, we're not even talking about all the normal stuff. You can Texas rig, you can throw a Carolina rig, you can drop shot them.
Yep.
All the standard presentations for bass fishing that you can do.
Look at, now you segment this thing, you talked about drop shotting, you have this portion with that tapered tail on the end of this thing. Ooh,
right, so you can take that one, catch 5 to 10 fish on that one on a Ned rig, and that's going to tear up the head of the bait.
Yep.
Well, heck, we might as well cut it down again and segment it again and put it on a drop shot, because that tail's going to be fine.
The tail's going to be fine. And the thing that's really neat about this is, as you look at the segments, right, they have, like, I can't exactly remember what Mike said, but they're like in a large portion where the O-ring would sit. The other thing, too, that's nice about those chambers or those valleys that are in there, and it keeps that O-ring from sliding back and forth. But like this one pairs really nicely with the Ned head because of the way that top portion of that bait is. So even if you downsize, typically if you're going to go to a smaller worm, you're probably going to go to the lighter weight,
right?
A lighter drop shot weight, or a lighter Ned head. That's going to fit really nicely on this bait right here. I mean, again, this is like 6, 7 different rigs we could talk about in one bait.
Absolutely. Let's get a size comparison. Let's take the back of your clipboard there and throw these all up there just to show what we mean by the different sizes here, because you'd mentioned going to a little bit more of a finesse size there.
Yep.
And let's give these guys just a little bit.
So we'll go right to left here on your radio dial. So right to left here, 6, 7.
Well, it's mirrored there, so it'd be left to right.
Yeah, it'd be right to left. So this is my right, everybody. Here we go. So go ahead. So right here, this is the big size. This is the 6, 7.
Yep.
And then we go to the 5, 7. And then we go to the 4, 7. So you can see, I mean, look at the size comparison, but just there's an application for each and every one of these.
Absolutely. So the more finesse you want to get, go with a smaller bait. It basically narrows the head of the worm down and obviously changes the length a little bit. But because of the versatility of these things, like even if you went with a 6, 7, just to try a pack, to throw them so many different ways. You can. How many come in a pack here?
What we have, there's okay. So they vary depending on the size. So let's start with the 4, 7 here. There's a 15 pack, and right now that price is $355. Normal retail on this pack of the 4, 7s is $499. We have it on sale right now for $355.
That's an incredible value.
And that's a 15 pack, right?
Wow.
So then we go. Man, my notes are all over the place here. There's so many baits. There's so many things. So then we go with the 12 pack of the 5, 7s. That's this one right here. That is normally $599. $427 is the retail on that one. And then last but not least, this big size right here, $699 normal retail. And that's a 10 pack on the 6, 7s. You're going to get them for $490 right now.
Nice.
So I mean, you can see, man, there's a ton of savings right there. There's a ton of different varieties, the way to fish this bait. I mean, I had to go downstairs and basically raid the Reel Shop tackle floor to show you. I mean, then there's weighted wacky, right? You can weighted wacky this thing. We had the one I didn't really get into yet here was the weedless Ned. I mean, the weedless Ned with the Texas rig.
That looks really good.
It does. And this is, again, the 6, 7 body portion. I took it down, pinched it. I think this one I pinched just shy of like where the head portion would be right here. And that, I mean, that 6, 7, dude, You know, you look at it and you're like, man, I bet you the 5.7's the one to go with, or the 4.7. Right. I'm thinking you're going to get the bit more bang for your buck going with that bigger size.
I would agree. I personally would agree there. I mean, you said this comes in a 10. The 6.7 comes in a 10 pack.
Yep. So it's 15, 12 based off of size. So it's 4.7, 15 pack, 5.7 a 12 pack, and then it's a 10 pack on the 6.7.
So
size.
what I'm thinking right off the bat is I can take this worm and immediately rig it 10 different ways. If you have 10 rods on the deck, you could run all 10 rods with one bait, but have all different presentations. The versatility of this thing is absolutely incredible. And again, because it is a very solid Berkley, I believe these are power bait, right?
Yeah, there's power bait, man.
So we didn't even talk.
Hold on. Yeah,
we didn't even talk.
We got so caught up in the versatility of this thing, we didn't even make people realize this is a Berkley power bait. This is a good smell. Like Katie, when she was helping put these out, she's like, "Oh man, God, they reek, dude." This reminds me of like my childhood. The very first bait that my buddy ever introduced me to was a 7-inch black ribbon tail from Power Bait, and we caught thousands of bass on that thing. And you didn't have to do anything.
Absolutely.
You just throw it out, rig it weedless or weightless, and just let it sink, and the bass come out of nowhere and just clobber it. But I love that smell. Like, dude, I sometimes I sit at my desk and I'm just like, yeah, I'm insane. But yeah,
this explains a lot.
It does. It really does, dude. It's awesome. I love the Power Bait smell.
No, I looking at the assortment of colors here is just phenomenal. But yeah, that Power Bait scent is just a fish catching, just all around. I mean, every bait that they make has been great. You see the yellow packaging on the baits and stuff. You know it's a Power Bait. You know it's going to catch fish. And this is just another very, very versatile bait from Berkley.
Yep. Low salt. So that was the other thing too. That's what we're talking about. Low salt. So it's got a slower fall right then. Now we do have a comment. iHunter on Fix TV. We had mentioned glue.
Yep.
And he was excited to know that what glue you recommended. So you said there was like 3 different styles, but the Mended is the one that we really went to.
Yep. Mended is the one that I personally use once these get torn up. It's basically a plastic adhesive.
Correct.
So plastic to plastic is really good. Personally, what I'm gonna do if I'm rigging like a nail weight or something like that in there, or like this half moon, I actually would prefer the fisherman's glue that we carry on the floor.
Gotcha.
Just to get that metal to plastic adhesive.
Oh, good point.
So Mendit is specifically designed plastic to plastic.
Like I'll use it on my frogs when my frogs get blown up and wrecked. You just put some Mendit under, yes. But fisherman's glue?
Yep, that's what I would say. It's just it's an all-purpose glue. It's really good to have on the boat regardless. And that's what I would say to glue those heads in. Or if you were, say, wanted to keep your bait from sliding down on a Ned rig or something like that, that's what I'm leaning towards versus the Mendit. It's to start with. Again, you start catching fish on there, and maybe you get down to your last 2 or 3 in a bag, and you know you don't have any more.
Because you were fooling to buy a bunch at a savings that we're throwing at you.
Absolutely, right, that's what you should take advantage of. Why you should take advantage of this deal. But that's the time I would use the Mendit is when, like I said, you get down to your last 2 or 3 worms, and it's like I need these to last me the next 6 hours in this day. Take that Mendit, sprinkle a little bit on there, and that thing will be solid for you until basically you rip it in half, and then you can't attach it.
Yeah, then you can't save it. But you're lucky for you, like if you, depending on what pack, a 10 pack, 12 pack, 15 pack. What was that here? An ultrasonic welder machine in your boat. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cool things in boats nowadays, but maybe Aaron designed one. Maybe bass fishermen, walleye fishermen love to do that. He's working on it.
He's working on it.
Again. So, I mean, everybody, this is the big thing for the first 2 products we talked about today is versatility, right? And saving you money, especially with the fact that the high-quality colors that Berkley's known for, that amazing scent that Berkley's known for. I mean, fish bite, won't let go. That's their slogan. It's been their slogan forever, and it's never going to stop. The Power Bait is the standard when you talk about scented baits in the market right now. Everything started right here. It is the Power Bait Flute Worm. The 3 different sizes again. 4.7 is normally $4.99. You're getting $3.55 right now, and that's a 15 pack. And the colors, I'll go over the colors here at the end. All sizes, all colors are on sale, so bear with me here. So $4.99 normal retail on the 4.7s, $3.55, and that's a 15 pack. Then we go to the 5.7s, right? That's $5.99 normal retail price. That's a 12 pack. $4.27, again, all colors are available in that savings. And then the last but not least is the 6.7. It's normally retail $6.99. We got them on sale for $4.90. That's the 10 pack. And now I will go through all the colors. Watermelon red, smoke purple, shady, watermelon candy, red bug, Ike's Morning Dawn. Remember, Mike Iaconelli helped create this bait. Ike's Magic, Ike's GP Blue Flash, green weenie, green pumpkin, cinnamon brown blue fleck, chocolate brown, and black blue fleck are all the colors that are available. Your product codes will start from small and will go all the way to the big. The 4.7 BP BFW, that's actually, saved me a lot of time. That's the same code for all of them.
There you go.
Thank gosh. Holy smokes. I got a huge mess here to clean up, but the flute worm, man, it's one of those things you overlooked it a bunch, right? You started with the baby brush hog, you overlooked that one you're going to try. You looked at the flute worm, you decided, hey, you know what, it looks too gimmicky for me. Well, hopefully Tyson and I took the time today to show you the versatility, the action this thing has. I mean, you're gonna get a lot out of your investment. And if all this other stuff that I've referred to, whether it's the VMC products, the Berkley products, they got the wacky old tools, some of the lifted jigs, that's all available at the Reel Shot, whether it's in store or online. And if you need any more information, contact Tyson here at the store, 920-750-6140. He'd love to talk flute worms for the rest of today, right?
It sounds like a great time. That just means I'm talking bass fishing, so this is what I love to do. One thing we didn't even touch on was the action that this worm has.
Yeah.
Like
I tried to show that with that chicken
yeah,
leg.
absolutely, and that would be standing up. But I mean, just how limp that bait is. This is gonna catch fish. It's just without a doubt. It's that same Berkley plastic that's been around for years, just in a different style, a very versatile style, obviously, as we've shown. Yep. I'm gonna have to try these out and pick some up in some different colors and throw them some oddball
way, dude.
Yeah.
Like
that looks good. Yeah, it honestly looks great.
Aaron wanted me to remind you that if your bait is a little limp, they make a blue hook for that. A little blue hook you can put in your bait.
How do you know it's blue, Aaron?
Aaron might be, never mind. All right, everybody. So we got a lot more coming up here. Again, flute worm from Berkley, an awesome bait. 4.7, 5.7, 6.7, all the colors, all the greatness of the Berkley product in the flute worm. Big thing about this worm, everybody, like Tyson mentioned, great action, great versatility. This thing is going to catch fish probably no matter what you rig it. And if it really comes down to it, man, this is probably a panfish right here. Like if you actually cut this thing down at the tail.
Oh man.
Crappies.
Oh man, crappies.
This 6.7 is the bait, dude. Like I think we're going to sell out of that 6.7 first.
Absolutely.
That one's the ticket. So all right, we're going to get into what's coming up next here. We're going to end the day with salmon candy. So this looks good. It's colors, Brad 21, 50/50 Frog, Hulk UV, and Doughboy. And that, I'm going to say, is my Reel Shot reel of the deal of the day. That's a TRS Real Deal. That one we're going to hit on briefly because these are the hottest selling salmon candy flies that we have right now, and we're going to discount them. So we're going to go to commercial break, everybody, and when we come back, I will be in here to wrap up with salmon candy. It's Matt Trotz here with The Guided Life. We just met up with one of the guys from the crew, and he's like, they're on a hot track, so it's put her 4 high and get on these back roads and scream. Every year that I've been a part of that and I go to that class, I always learn something. So these guys are gonna join me, and the reason I asked these two guys in here is because we got Travis, who does a lot of public land hunting, and then Judd and I are private land, owners and hunters for the most part as well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Welcome back, everybody. Hey, how's your Friday going? I'm having a great Friday again. Thanks so much to Tyson Hansen for joining me today. He does a phenomenal job. All that knowledge, everybody, is available at the Real Shot on the sales floor or on a phone call. So utilize these staff, right? Like the staff that is at the Real Shot right now is one of the best we've ever had between Nick, Tyson, Mark, Mike, Steve, Andrew. Everybody here has a ton of knowledge, whether it's in one area or a broad selection throughout the whole entire store. So the staff that is at the Real Shot right now are amazing. They know products in and out. Like Tyson said, they are user of the products, and that's why we believe in them, because we use them and we can tell you what's good, what's bad. And usually a bad product around here, it doesn't stick around very long because we don't believe in it and we don't trust in it. So up now, this is my TRS Real Deal. This is literally the hottest selling salmon candy fly combinations or salmon candy flies that we have right now. And because we are selling a ton of it, we feel like we should probably discount it, because that's just the awesome thing to do. So what we're talking about today is Brad's 21, 50/50 Frog, Hulk UV, and Doughboy. Those are the fly combinations. Now remember, this is a 3-pack of flies. Normal retail price $13.99. We have them on sale for $10.99 right now. And this is the deal, everybody. This bite for salmon, trout on the Great Lakes is on fire. We are literally selling a ton of these baits a day, whether it's in store or online. So, and these literally, I was just talking to Katie the other day. She's like, oh my God, like we're selling these baits at full retail. Why are we doing this? It's because we want you to utilize these baits and have an arsenal of them. Plus, we want to save you some money. We want to keep you out in the water and keep you successful. Whatever you're ready to. I don't have a hot deal joke, but you can throw any kind of graphics at me you want. Brad's 21, 50/50 Frog, Hulk UV, Doughboy. Yeah, they're on fire. Our savings are literally, we're melting the store down right now. The fire extinguishers are probably going to go off, the sprinkler system. So I love it. That's so awesome, Aaron. Nice job. So salmon candy flies, 3-pack. Again, it's the 4-inch. Now, the cool thing about salmon candy, right? I had Nick in here when we first started talking about the salmon candy, salmon candy products. And the thing that sets salmon candy apart from some of the other is not only the fancy tinsels, the unique colors in it, they're proven colors, right? Like they were designed because these color combinations were put in place because they catch fish. It's the only thing I can really say about it. Now, the other thing too is On the fly portion of it now, because it's a 3-pack, they're interchangeable. And one thing that they did is they made the mouth portion of this, where you would slide it onto the line, bigger. So it is a lot easier to slide it on and off. Now the thing that's really neat about, it's a leader, right? Your leader is usually 3 times the length of your flasher. And so if you were listening on, I can't remember, was it Monday now we had Cody on here, and Cody was talking about the flasher products from Sam & Candy. So the other thing too is, like, we're pairing things. We are pairing things, so it makes the savings for you a lot more generous, and it's just too good of a deal to pass up. So we talked about Sam & Candy earlier on in the week. I'm not going to remind you what flashers they are. You got to go back and watch on all the Real Shop platforms. But now we're ending the week with Sam & Candy. That's the flies. It's a 3-pack, the 4-inch fly. Colors, again, you see them right here on the screen. It's Brad's 21, 50/50 Frog, Hulk UV, and Doughboy. It's they're awesome, awesome colors. And again, we are crazy enough here. I wanted to say something else, but we're crazy enough here, like, to put these hot selling baits on sale right now. So $13.99 is the normal retail, and that's a 3-pack. We're giving to you today for $10.99, and I'll remind you one more time. I don't know how long these are going to be on sale. I don't know that. So don't wait. Take advantage of the deals that you have right now. Father's Day is here. We already talked about that, right? Like, Father's Day is here. Add these to your dad's goodie bag that you're going to get him for Father's Day. And then here's the deal. You get him the Sam & Candy stuff. What is he going to want to do with it right away? He's going to want to go use it. So use that to your advantage and say, Dad, let's go. Remember that awesome Sam & Candy stuff I got? Well, Mom was saying that your supper tonight is going to be salmon, but we got to go catch it. So let's go utilize the savings that we took here on TRS Live. Let's go jump in the boat and catch some salmon, and hopefully we make dinner for the family tonight. So everybody, I mean, there's not much more I could say about it. That's a crazy savings. There is a decent supply of some of these flies. Aaron, did that rhyme? But don't wait, everybody. They're here today. They might be gone tomorrow. So on your screen is SCF3P4. That's the ordering code. $10.99 is the sales price right now. Sam & Candy flies. One last time, I'm going to remind you of the colors. It's Brad's 21, 50/50 Frog, Hulk UV, and Doughboy. Those are the Sam & Candy flies. Take advantage of it on the Real Shot. I appreciate it, man. This is probably the best show that I've had so far. This was so much fun. Having Tyson in here, having a great selection of products makes this so much easier to talk about. And I hope you realize that today we talked a lot about versatility, especially in the bass world. But some of the plastics that we referred to, whether it was the Zoom Baby Brush Hog or the flute worm, like that flute worm. If I didn't make you a believer of that flute worm, the only thing I could have done was went out and catch fish with it. But I mean, to show you the versatility and you back that up with the savings and the amount of product you're going to get at the price that you're going to pay, it's a no-brainer in my opinion. So thank you, everybody, for watching TRS Live. The support you've been giving to us lately has been phenomenal. It is. We know that this is a home run, and we know it's there. We know it's going to blow up. Hey, waving to people. We are live on air. Yeah. We're live again here. We're looking over Salesforce. So if you ever want to come watch to a distance and, you know, do this at me or do this one at me, you can do all that stuff too. But it's so much fun. Hey, I had a great day. I hope you had a great time watching this. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go sneak some of those flute worms in my pouch so you can't get them. I'm just going to be that guy right now. So enjoy your Friday, everybody. Hey, one last time, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. You've earned it. Enjoy your day. You know what, kick your feet up, have a couple adult beverages, and just, you know, chill. Hopefully you get a great day out of it. Hopefully the weather's nice wherever you do live. But again, happy Father's Day to my dad, Ron, and my father-in-law, Chip. I hope you guys have the best day, and I hope I can help you out with that too. So, hey, we'll talk to everybody next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, right back here again at 9 o'clock. See you later.